So I welcome everyone on behalf of Association of Muslim Professionals to AMP WebTalk. As we all know that today's topic is STEM to Stream, a journey to sustain global leadership. My name is Shehzad and I'm the operations manager at AMP India from Mumbai. With me, I have President of AMP USA, Mr. Mohammed Shehnsha Ansari, and I also have speaker of the day, Dr. Qazi Azhar. So before we jump into the session, I would request you all to bear with me for a couple of more minutes and we'll just share with you a short slide of AMP's introduction. So a lot of people who have joined in must have already known AMP for many years. And for people who don't know about AMP stands for Association of Muslim Professionals. So AMP is now registered in India, United States of America, UK, and Australia as a non-profit organization. And AMP has completed its 12 years serving our community in the field of education, employment, and empowerment. AMP has a vision to positively impact lives of 10 million people by 2030. Our mission is to empower the underprivileged for the greater benefit of the society in general and nation as a whole. AMP's vision is to be a model community which is advanced in education, socially progressive, culturally vibrant, politically influential, and economically dynamic. So what AMP has achieved in past 12 years is right in front of you. You can just have a glance at it. We work under 5 projects, mainly school development programs, employment assistance cell, scholarship and self-employment, AMP's resource center, and awards and partnership. Everything is right in front of you. Just have a glance at it, and then we should move ahead. So AMP has its ground presence on currently more than 100 chapters. These are spread across 25 states within India and 16 countries. We've got active volunteers. We have got more than 6,000 plus active members connected to AMP on ground. AMP's online presence, we have 125,000 plus members and professionals who are connected to Association of Muslim Professionals through social media like Instagram, Facebook, Google Groups, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp. If you wish to join AMP, you can log on to www.ampindia.org/joinamp, and we would be glad to have you on board with us. So I would now introduce you to the speaker of the day, Dr. Qazi Azhar. He's an associate professor at Michigan State University, United States of America. He's president at Genesee County Medical Society, Michigan. He's a chairman of Scientific Review Committee, Flint area, Science Fair, Flint in Michigan, United States of America. So I now request Dr. Qazi Azhar to please take this session from here on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala khatimun nabiyyin wal mursaleen. Amma ba'd. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum again. It's my pleasure to give today's presentation through AMP. I'm very much impressed with the work they are doing. Congratulations for doing such an excellent job. So I will start today's topic. This will be in 2 parts. So STEM to Stream, a journey to sustain global leadership. On the right side, you can see that huge stem of a tree, a tall tree. I'm not talking that stem, neither that stream which is coming out of that teapot or that stream through which somebody is trying to go against the current. This is totally different. And if we go back to the history of the STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. President Obama was the one who realized that tomorrow's leadership depends on how we educate our students today, especially in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So in 2010, he realized that, and his main concern was American students were not paying much attention to the STEM subjects. So he was worried about tomorrow's leadership, a future plan of this country. Right now it is okay. We are the leaders in the world. But what will happen after this generation is gone? So we need scientists, we need engineers and innovators. And the whole economy of the nation depends on these, three special citizens of this nation: scientists, engineers, and innovators. And somehow we have to promote that and among students, and we need teachers, and the teachers should be skilled to teach these subjects, STEM subjects. So he went ahead and set a priority. How did he get to this conclusion? He looked at the PISA score. PISA is Program for International Student Assessment. And United States in 2006 ranked 21st among 30 most industrialized countries. So that he was thinking that why we are 21st, why not first? So he took it to the, resolve his problem, and took it to bipartisan congressional meetings, and everybody agreed. Our knowledge-based economy is driven by constant innovation. The foundation of innovation lies in dynamic and motivated and well-educated workforce equipped with STEM skills. Both bipartisans have agreed that we have to do something. And even now, if you look at PISA score 2018, United States is not among top 20 nations. That is really concerning. And where they are, they acquired, America acquired 25th place. And you may be thinking, where are other countries like India? India did not participate. In 2012, India miserably failed. So they said, no, there is something wrong with this is what India does always. No, there is something wrong with the scoring methodology and this and that, So basically they judge, actually PISA score is judged at the level of, a 15-year-old, how that the student performs in mathematics, science, and language. So they kind of upset with what is happening in Americans. So even though STEM was not a new thing, there was a program called in 1990s called SMET, with the same acronym, but it was kind of instead of SMET, now they switched the letters and made it STEM. And you could see here, North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. The concept was there. This was the school which was teaching STEM subjects. All right, so it is not a new concept, but when the government involves, when they give the priority, of course, a lot of money is required. A big chunk of budget was dedicated to STEM. That is the most important thing. And what are the objectives? Curiosity, problem solving, and communication. All these three factors should be introduced to the students. We should promote the curiosity of the students, and we should make them problem solver, and they should be good in communication. So these are the simple three objectives. And main purpose of STEM is focus on real world issues and problems and solve them. Also, STEM addresses social, economic, environmental problem, encourage the students to solve them. And basically, science and engineering is the backbone of the system. And, students should learn, how to do research. They should have research-based ideas. And there are different approaches. They could make mistakes and there may be failure, but keep trying it and get it. So that's the main goal behind this. And STEM subjects always promote hands-on inquiry-based methodology. And it is always open-ended exploration. Like in India, what we teach is, in education, this is closed-ended. Yeah, okay, this is the formula, you apply this formula, that's it. We don't know how to use that formula. Everybody has learned A plus B whole square. You ask any kid, he will say A square plus B square plus 2AB. Nobody knows what it is for. Everybody learns it, okay? So it should be open-ended exploration. It should not be closed-ended. So there are so many other things, and I will kind of skip, and that's the most important thing which I would like you to know. When team of Mr. Obama looked at this, and they first tried to find out the numbers. Are we doing right thing? And they realized that 62% in future, there will be demand for biomedical engineers. 36% demand for medical scientists. Now with the COVID-19, you can imagine, how many companies, how many people are after this, medical technology. So many medical scientists are working for this. Maybe now it has become 40% now. And 32%, as I think in AMP, there are a lot of engineers here, and many of them are software, IT. So we need 32%. Computer system analysis, 22%. Mathematics, 16%. It is very unfortunate to see in India and other small countries, we don't see that many mathematics PhDs. Mathematics is backbone for engineering and science. So we'll discuss that. And rest of the thing is like 14%. So if you want to survive in this market of scientific and technological driven, we have to produce STEM, expertise. And, overall projected job growth rate is double the rest of the STEM employment, 17%. Non-STEM, 9%. In fact, some of the non-STEM employments love to have STEM employees because they are the great, they are creative, they are critical thinkers. They come up with innovation, new ideas. So basically, what is STEM education? STEM education, see, we have learned when I was in college and you were in college, we learned science as a different subject, engineering as a different subject, medicine as a different subject, and biology as a different subject. All those were different, but STEM requires integration of all these subjects. These subjects merge together. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You cannot do science without mathematics. Accuracy and precision is important in science. Because of mathematics, we could become accurate. We could give the accurate data. So precision is very important nowadays. Same thing with engineering. Imagine if you are making a gear and you are not accurate, what will happen? The machine won't work. Your simple watch won't work. Deal with hands-on, and all the STEM subjects are hands-on subjects. You have to do. Science is to do. Science is not to read like what we do in India and third world countries. And it is inquiry-based. It is curiosity-driven. And so that you can think, oh, I'm seeing this. Why it is happening? I have the previous knowledge. Let us apply this knowledge to that. All those things, are STEM related. Integration of the subjects, okay? It is just, I will become a scientist when I put a lab coat, or a doctor when I put a lab coat. A doctor is a scientist. Engineer is a scientist. Oh, well, a farmer is a scientist. If he knows how to cultivate, that's a science. So all these manufacturing, healthcare, economy is driven through the STEM subjects. And social well-being, if we are good in STEM, then we are good in economy, and social well-being. We don't have to worry. Economically, we will be doing much better. So now let us start with the first letter, science. What is science? Science is the process of gaining knowledge. After investigating by making observation, posing question, testing through experiment. In other words, science is a discovery. Through science, we discover. Well, you look some strange organism under the microscope and say, oh my God, what is this? I see the gastric biopsy, the stomach biopsy, I'm seeing some squiggly bacteria. Oh, that is H. pylori, Helicobacter pylori. Oh, you discovered what you did. This is a science, and you are a scientist. You discovered something. So science is everywhere, but we do not pay attention. That's the problem. Our kids are just memorizers in the school. They are not trained how to observe. They are just, buried in books and the classrooms in front of a board, in front of the same old teacher face, where now we are kind of modernized and we have digital board instead of blackboard. What does it matter? Nowadays, if you look at classrooms are different. These kids have curiosity. Exploit them. They are born scientists. So the science is in their mind. Explore it. And how do you do that? I mentioned about the steps already in here. These are the steps. Observation. Based on observation, a question comes to your mind. Well, this apple, I'm seeing this apple, it fell down. Why it fell down? Why it didn't go up? That's the question. Posing a question is part of scientific method. And then you test it. And you put a hypothesis. And hypothesis could be, because of the mass of the apple, it is coming down. Then you test it by doing experimentation. And you get the data, and then you find, at the end, you conclude, interpret the data. This is what is called scientific method. This is missing from our school curriculum. Nobody teaches in India. In United States, if you pick up 4th grade book, the first lesson will be how scientists work. Basically, same scientific method is described there with simple examples. And up to college level, K to 12. But, we don't introduce scientific method in earlier classes, like only after 4th grade, because now the brain of a child is well developed to understand. So from 4th grade, I'm trying this to introduce this in India. 30 years I spent, but nobody pays attention. They are doing science exhibitions, just making a model and bringing it. What does it do? What innovation you have? Already discovered things, innovated things, you are making models and bringing it. Oh, best model. Oh, this is the damn model. This. So there is no creativity. We have to completely revamp the curriculum. It's not easy. It takes billions of dollars, but you have to spend. How Obama has to spend billions of dollars on this project of STEM. And now he said that within 10 years, we want to be the leader in the world. They will outsource. They will not outsource innovation. Yes, we are producing, educated laborers, workers. That's all we are doing. We know how to program it, but the program, all those inventions come from here. Well, who was the one? Let me go back a little bit in history. See how beautiful was our past. You are seeing a picture of Al-Haytham. He is called Al-Hazan too. And he was the one who discovered and invented this scientific method. Based on observation, a question comes, hypothesis, experiment, analysis, conclusion. He is Al-Hazan, 965 AD to 1039. And Bradley Stephen, in 2006, he says that he first described the scientific method. That's why he is the first scientist. Imagine if we did not have this scientific method, no discoveries, no DNA would have been discovered. Nothing has been discovered. We would have still lived billions of years, millions of years in the past. So Europeans call him father of optics. All the, angle of refraction and reflection and all those mirrors and lenses, he was the one who made it. They give the credit, and they call him Middle Eastern Da Vinci. Well, even Harold Anderson, Bosch and Lamb, which makes a lot of lenses, telescopic, even contact lenses, and they gave him the credit. If you go to their main office, there's a painting where Al-Hazan is putting a stick, and you can see in reflection the stick bends. Well, so the discovery is the main thing. If you look at DNA, it takes time to discover. And the credit goes to Watson and Crick. In 1953, they came to know that it is double helix, and it has deoxyribonucleic acids. And the way they are arranged is in a double helix. But the real credit goes to this lady. Her name is ROSALIND Franklin. She was a Britisher, but actually she was a Jewish. Doesn't matter. Religion doesn't matter to scientists. Faith doesn't matter to them, whatever. But she was the first one. And somehow the idea was stolen by, this happens. And she has documented everything, and even she planned how the molecules join and make it double helix. It's called X-ray crystallography. It's still used.
And Azhar, Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you sharing the screen, Azhar sir?
Yes.
No, I cannot see the screen.
Oh,
yeah. So looks like you need to share the screen.
I'm sorry. That was most important thing I should have done.
Yeah, no problem. I just realized that even.
Can you see now? Okay. Can you see now?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe if you'd like to quickly go over certain slides, that is fine. Others are feel free to do
quickly.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Quickly. Okay. I'm very sorry that it was too late. Okay. So, basically the idea of STEM was by Obama. And if you look let me open up completely here. Oh, I'm sorry about that. If you look at this, you know, United States of America, you know, acquired 25th place. And even it is not there in first 20 countries. And little countries, there was a time when Finland was #1, and then Hong Kong became #1, and then now China is #1 in 2018. So they were worried about this. And so they wanted to somehow introduce STEM, science, technology, and engineering, and mathematics. And why? Because kids have curiosity, and they could, you know, if they are taught or, you know, trained in a right direction, they could be great problem solvers, and there will be great communicators. So there are so many other things I have mentioned. And why STEM? Because 62% biomedical engineering jobs are in there, and medical scientists about 36%, 32% software engineers, or, you know, system analyzers, computer system analysis, mathematicians, and rest of them are 14%. So basically what we have here is, if you look at the total, you know, the STEM employment is remarkably growing at faster rate than the non-STEM employment rate. Even non-STEM employment are also, you know, they require, some of them, they require STEM subjects. So basically, STEM education was most important. And are you seeing now these slides? Okay.
Yes, Azhar, sir.
Okay, good, excellent, excellent. So basically, science is discovery. You know, science is a discovery, and based on observation, and scientific method was developed by our great Muslim scientist, Al-Haytham, and in Latin, they call it Al-Hazan. So that is the scientific method: observation, question, hypothesis, experiment, analysis, and conclusion. And you know, he was called first scientist, and his picture is there in Harold Anderson Bosch and Lamb industry. And you could see, I was just mentioning about her, sometimes mishaps, or, you know, people steal your ideas and become, and she has to be given credit, and she never got the Nobel Prize. In 1953, Watson Crick got the Nobel Prize. Well, so the discovery was, you know, DNA was there, already existed in our body, okay, in our cells, in the nucleus, in the chromosomes. But once the discovery was made, now there is technology developed. And what is that technology? Genetic engineering. I'm a forensic pathologist, apart from a general pathologist, and I have so many specialties. But I have used fingerprinting, DNA fingerprinting in my criminal cases. I have some famous international cases which I solve, and based upon DNA technology. And also there are some metabolic diseases which can be, we can cure them by doing some genetic engineering. And now let's talk about technology. Technology is a vast field. And what is technology? Technology is a process by which mankind modify the nature to meet their needs. So in case of DNA, that was nature, naturally existing. We modified it and took portions of DNA to grow a good crop, which gives more grains, or size of the grains may be increased. So that is technology. See, science leads to technology. And in between is the engineering. And it is not just, you know, tools. It's a complete design the way we manufacture, the manufacturing operation, repair, artifacts related to technology, technological equipment, and your corporate headquarters, engineering schools, manufacturing plants, maintenance facilities, they all come under technology. Without technology, we cannot develop these. So these are very important. So basically, the definition is the use of accumulated knowledge to process resources to satisfy human needs and wants. So the difference between technology and science: technology, the study of man-made goods, deals with what can be in future: biotechnology, communication technology, energy and power technology, transportation technology, production technology. Whereas science is the core subjects. Recently, Venkatraman has discovered how the ribosomes produce protein. He got a Nobel Prize in that. That is discovered because it already existed. Whereas technology, you make inventions. They did not exist before. So biology, zoology, physics, chemistry, whatever subjects you think of, that's all depend on discovery. Okay? So if you look at the history of technology, there are different ages: Stone Age, Agriculture Age, Industrial Age, Information Age. And Stone Age, was there any technology? Yes. They were making, weapons through the stones. They were trying to cut the meat through the sharp stones. And they were making shelters or the caves warmer by bringing some fire. And they were making clothes. So that was a technology at that time. And then came the Agriculture Age, when it is divided into two: Bronze Age and Iron Age. And in the Stone Age, when they tried to cultivate, they used the wood to dig the ground. But now in Bronze Age, the metal was a little harder than that, but still it was, soft. Copper and tin mixed together, and bronze. And the arrows were okay, but they were bending and all that. But they were sharp enough. But then came Iron Age, and now with the Iron Age, better weapons, better tools. So then came Industrial Revolution, what we call Industrial Age. It goes from 1750 to 1950 AD. All right, and now the latest age is Informational Age. So we passed that Industrial Age, and as you see, I have already mentioned about this. I'm not going to go in detail because, this I want to focus a little bit on this. This is the picture of Industrial Revolution. When India was occupied by Britishers, that's the time Great Britain became Great Britain. Why? Because they were ruling the almost entire world. Sun never used to set in there. And they were bringing a lot of money to, at that time, British government. So there was a lot of science and technology development. So they spent money, and that technology developed these machines. Wheels were developed, and steam was used as a power to move these wheels, and even steam engines were started. And coal used as is a source of energy. And so basically, cotton from India was taken to UK. At that time, it was Britain, and there they made these cloths, and they brought back those cloths, sold at much higher price in India. This is how they made money. And there was a time when their industrial growth was so much. You can look at this, how bad the atmosphere is, the environment, and they did not have manpower. So even kids started working in coal mines and these poor labor jobs. So education was nil. So this is the drawback of industrial revolution to the Britishers. And then they became smart and they said, okay, those states of India which are supporting us, we will provide all these new tools. We will industrialize that. So Hyderabad got a nice hospital, Osmania Hospital and universities, and they have cloth mills, and they have cigarette factories and all those. So they shared the economy, okay? So Gandhi realized that they were just stealing our resources and giving us at higher prices the clothes and all those. So he started his own, Qazi making clothes, okay, with his charkha, and then not only that, but simple thing like salt was sold at much higher price. So he went and made salt out of seawater. Okay, so basically now we are in a informational and age, and basically what will be the next, we don't know, but right now communication industries are taking a gallop. And what does it require? The technology requires, number one, manpower. You cannot do any advancements or innovation in technology without manpower. That is number one. That's why America needs manpower. It's still allowing people to come here and do. So material, metals, wood, plastic, granite, cement, and all those things. Capital, money, of course, money is required. Without money, you can't do anything. Information. So this is the information technology age. So this information is different. This information needs some contracts, knowledge, research, and all that kind of thing. You have to put in contracts. Tools, energy, time is also a factor. You cannot, so Obama gave 10 years. We have to produce, in 10 years, first grader come to the 10th grade. So we have to make these great minds in 10 years. So it takes 1 decade. So time is a factor. You cannot, like in COVID-19, you can't make instantly vaccine. It has to go through trials. You don't want to give somebody vaccine who will die or doesn't work. So that requires time. So biotechnology is great. The diagnostics, look at this, clinical diagnostic, PCR. You can diagnose viruses, whether somebody is having COVID-19, you have to do a PCR test. You cannot do an antibody test. That's what the Indians are doing. They are just looting people. There's no antibody test come later after the infection. If the person survives after 15 days, you can do that antibody test. Not initially, it will be negative. So all those things, I'm going quickly. How much time I have, Brother Shahinshah? Is everybody listening to me?
Yes, Azhar Saab, we have 20 more minutes to go. Okay. So what we can do, we can take additional 10-15 minutes. That is fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Communication technology. Okay. In this technology, cell phone is the best example, cell phone. Okay. Can we do anything now without cell phone? There was a time we have a different camera, and camera was different, and phone was different, and calculator was different, but everything is combined in a small gadget like this. And it has better resolution. It is a scanner. It does a lot of things. It's a small computer. So there is a television too in that. So these are all the things which evolve in communication technology. And energy and power technology. See, I have shown you the picture of industrialization during the British period. See how the air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, all these factories were emitting all these toxic substances, like GM. I'm in Flint, United States, in Michigan, and we have a GM plant. Still, the Flint River has toxic material of that waste, which they, when they were making cars, required chemicals, painting, and all those things. So, but now we are looking for different energy resources. When I go around here, I see all these, we are getting solar panels and windmills. I see all everywhere. So this is clear energy. It doesn't produce carbon related toxic substances, okay? Our green effect is less. Okay, now production technology. So in this, imagine when Ford has started making cars on a belt, a line, okay? So that was a great thing, because every 1 hour a new car was produced, because it was a new idea. And now these robots are working online. So the manpower reduced, and they are much more efficient than human is to err. I could make mistakes, but not if they are programmed right, they will do right job. So all these things. So production technology improved and manufactured better TVs. They are flat now. It used to occupy so much space. Now you can hang the TV. Furnitures, where there is a whole lot research goes on a furniture. Which furniture is comfortable? How, what we should make it different, according to the need, make it compact and, but it's still much more relaxing place, and all that things. So construction, buildings, and everything. And this, look at this, fully automated clinical laboratory. This is my lab. And see, these tubes are coming, and automatically a robot will pick up and put it in an analyzer, that machine, that analyzer will analyze how much glucose is there in that, or sodium, potassium, carbonate, and all those things, and enzymes, cardiac enzymes, all those machines are doing now. So the technology has advanced so much. We couldn't, about 30 years ago, we couldn't have imagined that this type of laboratory will be there under one roof. All the tests are being done under one roof. Everything has changed. Now we have, I was talking about artificial intelligence. On 13th, I have to talk on artificial intelligence at one of the university. So, medical science has, captured this artificial intelligence. And now we can make better diagnosis, earlier diagnosis. So all those things are going on. Transportation technology. India wants to have a bullet train. But India has not trained their students to make bullet trains. We have to buy from somebody, paying 100 times more money. Why? Because we did not introduce scientific method at 4th grade. We did not introduce engineering method at the 4th grade. Engineering method, there was, let me tell you this, I'm doing this promoting research in science in India, promoting science fair, which is basically a scientific research. And every 6th international participant of Intel science fair has its own invention. So basically, that is the mind we have to make in India, or also in third world countries, Muslim countries. There are 52 of them. None of them are leaders in science and engineering and technology, innovation. We have, yes, we are doing they are educated. Some countries are better than the other countries, but still they are not up there. So we have to. So, and we say make in India. Why not made in India? They will come and make and pollute your water, pollute your air pollution, land pollution, everything is there. That's why you want to do that? You acquire by yourself ability to Rafale. Why we have to buy Rafale? Why India cannot make Rafale? Think about it. All these things, okay? Engineering. And I'm sure there are a lot of engineers in my presentations. So what is engineering? I told you, engineering, simple thing, invention. That's it. Remember this, science, discovery, engineering. How many significant invention came from IIT? We boast, you are from IIT. What IIT? What has done? Look at MIT. Every year, more than 600 inventions come from MIT. 78 Nobel laureates from MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. That's why America is leader, a global leader in science and technology. 57 countries, none of them are leaders, can't even make a needle. I'm so ashamed to tell you. Their education system has to be fixed. I tell so many times, but blind eyes, deaf ears, false. That's it. 30 years I'm struggling hard. I suffered. When I was in India, I did not write even a single paper. I did medicine. Here, high school kids, they have patent. They have their own patent. I told you, every 6 science fair participant in Intel Science Fair has its own patent. That's how we should make. We have to work from the grassroots. It will take time. As I said, it will take 10 years for that first grader to come to high school. The whole curriculum has to be changed. I'm lucky, I'm one of those few who has medical degree and engineering degree, medical degree and education degree. I know what is wrong in the education system. Nobody wants to listen. They think they are the best. Well, scientists and engineers. Scientists explore that which exists, whereas engineers create that has never been existed. Engineers define problem. I will go over the engineering method maybe in my next, okay, this is another thing. Curriculum of engineering curriculum, I try to find out, I asked Ramesh, who is Janavijnana Vedika, secretary, and asked him, go and find out in Hyderabad go to every engineering college, talk to the faculty, talk to the student, and let them define what is engineering method. None of them knew what is engineering method. It is not there in their curriculum. This should have been in the school. It's so sad. I'm really sad. Why engineering is important? Engineering applies scientific concepts. As I said, scientific concept, DNA. Engineering, genetic engineering, forensic engineering. It applies. Engineering solves problem. Well, I want to carry this heavy load on top of 100-story building. You can't go from inside a huge beam of iron you want to transfer. That's how crane has been invented. Bridges, a hanging bridge, how that works? All that engineering. A wheel, engineering. Precision and accuracy. All those things. Economy is driven on STEM. Remember this. And mathematics. Without mathematics, can you do this? At accuracy and precision? Can it fit it here? No. So mathematics, geometry, trigonometry, people in India, there is formula type of education. basically. They don't understand what is trigonometry, why we should do calculus, why there is calculus, why there is algebra. They don't understand. The kids, the basic concept is not there. And they are, in India, we teach them in their foreign language. That kid is born with their mother tongue different. And we are teaching that kid in a foreign language he doesn't understand. By the time he starts understanding English, it's somewhere in the high school. Can't even speak. I was Urdu medium student. And I learned English in 8th grade. I was failing in 7th grade. Why? Because you are teaching them in foreign language. Science, STEM subjects requires concepts, doesn't require any language. You can think in any language. That's why Russian thinks in their language. Chinese think in their language. Not in English. Well, you can learn English, and we have to learn English. I give importance to English too. I learned it. So we have to remember this. And people, how this engineering has evolved. I know my uncle had this slide ruler. That was the calculator. This is the calculator. You could do all the functions on this simple thing. But now it became, as we advance in technology, everything became easy and helpful. Well, the biggest problem I will tell you in our education system is we dump higher grade subjects into lower grades, and we teach formula type of education. Look at this kid. She's teaching x plus 2 is equal to 5, therefore x equal to 3. But probably she did a equation, solved an equation yesterday, and this kid is saying, just a darn minute, yesterday you said that x is equal to 2. This poor kid doesn't understand what, one time when I was addressing to the teachers, one of the mathematics teachers stood up and said, oh, you talk so good about, developed countries and America and this and that. What grade you teach algebra? I said, maybe pre-algebra in 8th grade and 9th grade we teach algebra. With his proud face, he said, we teach at 6th grade. What are you teaching at 6th grade? Not a single, I see almost no PhDs in mathematics. It is very hard to get a PhD in mathematics in colleges, not even masters. All are in chemistry, most of them are connected. To find physics is also difficult. Zoology, but most of them are PhD in Urdu, on Ghalib, poets. Same thing with other Kannada, PhD in literature, Kannada literature. What is this? Nothing in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we have to, am I okay to take now, after going through this slide?
We can start with the Q&A after the slide if you'd like, if this is the last slide.
Okay, so on this session, I will finish up this slide. Basically, it is a revision, whatever I said. We have to pay attention if we want to progress, if we want to have a better economy, we have to pay attention towards the STEM, not only subjects, but occupation, because those are the fields which are important, and there is a good demand internationally. And if you have that kind of education in your country, that is good. And because it is growing at 17%, double the other occupation. So STEM degree, this is another thing which I already mentioned, that STEM degree holders have a higher income even in non-STEM careers. And they, those STEM degree holders, any industry will take them, even if it is non-STEM industry, okay? So STEM workers play a key role in sustaining growth and stability of that country's economy. Here I'm, because this slide was made for US, so, but any nation. STEM education creates critical and creative thinkers, enable next generation to be innovators. And innovators means inventions, invention means more economy, more social well-being. Thank you very much. I really appreciate, thanks a lot. I'm sorry that first few slides you were not able to see. Probably next time it won't happen. I will take any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Azhar Saab. There are a few questions which have been raised. I'll start asking a couple of them. So first question is from Gina. What as teacher should we do in order to inculcate the interest in STEM, precisely sciences?
Excellent. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of changes should be brought to the education department. And it's an investment, like how United States has done it. For example, many Muslim countries have a lot of resources, natural resources. They are rich in natural resources. But when it comes to education department, we allocate only, India allocates only 3% of the total budget. And most of the budget goes to the war machines, I mean, defense. About more than 60% goes there. So it should be the other way. It should be, we have to, we have to learn from these developed countries. We try to copy. I will show you in my next part, how we copy. We want to copy convent schools because they are good. So what we do, we change our name to Saint Convent. Instead of Saint Convent, we will make it Saint Joseph School. And whose school is this? Some Muslim organization has made that school. We change the name. Science fair is done. And if you go there, what is there? Science exhibits. So we copy it, but inside it remains the same. We do not change the curriculum because we do not have those. Actually, the curriculum of, this is a very good question. This is what I'm telling for last 15 years. Please change the curriculum of B.Ed, M.Ed, D.Ed. What? Change the curriculum. They are teaching, we are in the area, in the era of neuroscience. They are teaching psychology of education. And now we are in neuroscience of education. I give, I have a series of presentation on neuroscience of learning and teaching. I go to the SCRT, NCRT, and tell them, please, don't punish these students with all this, worst curriculum, what you have. Make science interesting to them, make engineering interesting to them. 78% of engineers are unemployable in India. Why? Because their curriculum doesn't make sense to them. We have to bring a big change in the system. And it needs money. It needs billions of dollars. In the corrupt society, how we are going to provide billions of dollars?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Azhar. Another question from Syed Abbas. I want to become a teacher. So how should I start preparing for it at the age of 16?
At the age of 16. Okay, good. This is a good question. I'm sure many of you might have learned about new education policy draft 2019. It has been submitted. Basically, this draft is nothing but copy of US education system. In that, instead of B.Ed used to, when I did Bachelor of Education, it used to be 1 year. And now, recently it changed to 2 years. But now, they want to adopt the system which Americans follow. What is that? After high school, once you want to become a teacher, you take 4 year subjects in education. For example, I will give you, you want to become a language teacher. So there is English language learning subject you take. And you, apart from neuroscience of education and all those things, you take one subject like that. And as you, for 4 years, because this is bachelor's program, it requires 4 years. So 4 years, you will be studying all the subjects related to education. And then at the end, suppose you want to be a mathematics teacher. So they will teach you methodology, not only methodology at what age, what to teach. You cannot teach multiplication to second grader or third grader. That's what we did. We memorized multiplication tables. They didn't understand it. When they will understand, oh my God, when they go into, oh, now I remember why multiplication table is important. So that's a good thing. And hopefully this, but when they are going to implement this, I don't know. But meanwhile, it's a good idea. We need good teachers who are interested in, now people go to education because they don't get any other job. Now, a lot of engineers are turning to become a teacher, but teaching, believe me, you have to have fun to teach. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've got a question from Nusrat. What bioinformatics holds in STEM career?
Oh, you mean bioinformatics? Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, biotechnology leads to bioinformatics and all those things. For example, I was mentioning about artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? It's a bioinformatics. The information is taken in high resolution from the tumor, like a brain tumor, or let's give an example, COVID-19, pneumonia, for example. There is pneumonia caused by different organisms, but their pattern will be different. So the bioinformation of somehow we have to have in some resolution so that these computers, the informatics read it, and which you cannot see it and say, oh, this is pneumonia. You don't even have to do COVID-19 test. They're just a radiograph of that or MRI of that pneumonia, could tell you what kind of pneumonia is this. So it has immense power. Believe me, as a physician, I know that. So yep, go ahead, and if you could get it, qualification, it's a very good field. Next.
Thank you so much. So I have a question now from Indira. How to change the curriculum now rather than can we change our methodology?
How to change the curriculum now?
Like you said in your last answer, that we need to change the curriculum for B.Ed, M.Ed. I think this question is based on that answer. How can we change the curriculum now rather than can we change our methodology?
Rather than, I'm not getting, rather than?
Can we change our methodology of teaching,
oh, methodology.
way of teaching?
Okay. See, thank you very much. Again, a good question. We have, see, that is the problem I'm facing now. When I give presentations to the, you cannot, but it is called brain-based education. Your brain growth takes time. And I wish, maybe in future I should give you neuroscience of learning and teaching, seminars, because it looks like a lot of people are interested in education, how to educate, methodologies and all this. You can have a best methodology. If the brain is not compatible of learning, then it is of no use. So what we have to do is develop a curriculum which is a brain compatible curriculum. And up to 15 years, after that, it is okay. They have enough, their brain up to 20. Actually, teenagers' brain is different too. It's interesting. You know, the frontal brain, which is the seat of higher intelligence, is completely developed in 20s, in 21 aged. So before that, you know, there are certain things they don't understand. So we have to develop a curriculum which is brain-based, brain compatible. And the classroom should be the brain compatible. And teachers must be assistant, helper to the student. They should learn by doing themselves. It is called project-based learning. The more and more, and there is another one I should, in future, I should talk about, next generation sciences standards, next gen NGSS. So we have a totally different, you know, science curriculum. It is curiosity based. It has 3 dimensions. You know, actually they do it and learn. You can do, language is a science. Learning language is a science. You have to learn science to learn language. So linguistic science, we call it. Economics is science. Geography is science. Education is a science. Unless you learn that science, you are not able to communicate with the students at that level. So you change methodology, is not going to work. You have to change curriculum as well as methodology. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I've got a question now. As a lecturer, please guide how to bring about the change in education system.
Oh, they need a lecture on that?
As a lecturer, please guide how can we bring about the change in education system. So I think the person is asking, he is a lecturer himself, how can he bring change in education system?
This I will tell you, just, you know, I don't know what kind of lecturer he is, but I will give you, I'm sure, the science related subject. For example, when
it is a science related, because I think the person who has raised a question is logged as a polytechnic. So I think it is a science related.
Okay, so all these technology related, you know, courses requires hands-on activities. Okay, so now you know, the principles of education is hands-on, inquiry-based methodology. Remember, we used to learn theory first in college and then practical. And unfortunately, now most of the colleges are not doing practicals because it requires money. So they want to save money and make more money. I was shocked when a MSc chemistry student didn't, you know, tell me about a spectrophotometer. Never use a spectrophotometer, colorimeter. Some of them never use pH meter. So it should be the other way. Practical first, theory later. The other way. If you want to teach your student with the basic concept, do the other way. Let them do and learn. Let them develop the curiosity in them and don't give the answer. This is how we do. We first put the definition, we put the formula. You know, when Einstein, you know, he did E is equal to mc square, how many years it took? He didn't go from formula, it was not revealed to him. This is what I tried. I have given talks to the engineers in Osmania University, and this is what I said, you have to change your curriculum. And so we all have to put an effort. Thank you very much for that question. That was a great question.
Thank you so much. Azhar Saab, as we are running out of time, we'll pick 2 more questions and then we'll wrap up for the day. So okay. I have a question from Mohammed Abdul Bashir. For present engineering students, how STEM should be implemented?
Excellent. This is what Obama has done. And, you know, they change every curriculum. Right from the school, they brought NGSS, Next Generation Sciences Standard. And remember one thing, when we are teaching STEM, we should not teach science as separate, technology as separate, engineering as separate, and mathematics as separate. everything should be integrated. So a biology, if a kid is learning biology, PCR, he should know what is the technology behind PCR, what is engineering behind PCR, how does the machine calculates the number. You are getting, you are not just getting qualitative. The machine is estimating number of viruses. How severe is the quantity, the infection. So all that is embedded into the system. That curriculum, you can copy, or you can say, I have seen many schools in India, they put a STEM school. I don't know whether they understand STEM or not. So it's a very comprehensive process. You have to understand, and you need big brains who understand the concept of STEM to make a curriculum. So there are many steps and many layers you have to unfold and then make curriculum. You just can't take this topic and put it in here, that topic. You have to do research before putting that topic in there. Okay, next.
Thank you so much. So I have one question from Said Mohammed. For today's generation, the subject PMC ends up with engineering and BPC ends up with MBBS only. How to motivate them to look after, to become a scientist?
Okay, excellent. Excellent question. I love this question. This is the problem. When I came to United States, I was interested in surgery. So right from the, in the school I wanted to do, but anyhow, I was failing and all that kind of, the teacher has to be blamed and teacher has to be given credit, and there was a revolution in my life because of the teacher. One teacher made me what I am now. So you are right. So PCM is physics, chemistry, mathematics. You go to engineering, and you have ZBC. You go to biology. Medicine. So that's what I did. And but later I realized I always scored good in physics. Can you believe in college I always scored good in physics, even though my subject was ZBC, zoology, botany, and chemistry. I liked it. And at that time, these were total. And when I was, another thing which I was thinking, like when I was doing molecular, atomic structure and molecules and all those, chemistry also had that, and physics also had that. So there was overlap. So I was thinking all those things. And when I came here, now we have bioengineering, medical engineering. There are so many things. The lab which I work is completely, bioengineers are running those labs, and I am also contributing to that. So I have 200 lab technologists work in my lab. I teach lab technologists. We have a school of lab technology, medical school, and all those things. I teach medical students, residents. So it is not, here, one of my cousin, he took engineering and went into medicine. So my son, who is now did master in health administration, his major was history, minor was chemistry. So there are different options. In India, we have just blindfolded either medical or engineering, and there is no research in both the disciplines. So we have to develop that. It's not an easy thing, but we have to make it. The system we have to create. Thank you very much. I think I spoke a lot today.
That's completely all right, but it was really insightful and helped a lot of people who have joined today. So I see that there are a few more questions which we are not able to take in the session due to time constraints. We'll try to send these questions to you if possible. If you have time, you can answer them and send it back to us, and we'll send it to the attendees. I think we have another session for the same, right, Shensha bhai?
Yeah, that will be second part. Actually, I will give one of the project and how to do it and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it is for the. I think the dates are listed there when it will happen. Coming Tuesday is the second session for the same. We'll continue there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Assalamu
Thank you,
alaikum.
Azhar sir. Yeah, thank you so much, Azhar sir, for such a wonderful and insightful session. It was much appreciated, and everything that was shared today, I hope everyone will take it as a learning and implement this in their life. Thank you everyone for being a part of AMP Web Talk. It was fantastic to have you all on board. Keep coming for these sessions, as these sessions are organized by Association of Muslim Professionals for absolutely free. AMP organizes such sessions by highly qualified professionals and experts in the particular field to share their learnings and viewpoints, to guide not only the youths, but everyone with their own life's experiences. So it was great to have you all on board. We'll be ending this session from now. Thank you so much.